Okie dokie, so we are live. This is Carlos. Welcome to part number 30 of the Legend of Zelda remake on 3D. This is my journey that I have been documenting and streaming about once a week since I started on June 2025. So it's been 8 months now that I've been at it pretty much every day. I've been working a little bit every day. This is not my full-time job. This is a hobby, right? A side gig that I'm doing. Just a challenge on myself. I see if I can replicate the full extent of this amazing game that was released 40 years ago. It's gonna be 40 years ago that this game was released, and I cannot believe that I'm saying those words because, you know, I had this game growing up. It's one of my favorite games of all times, and it's been fun, but it's been challenging to be replicating all this game that is it's kind of complex. It's a little bit complex. But yeah, so today what I'm going to be doing is just to quickly do a recap of where I am at. If you haven't followed the journey, so to speak, first time, well, I mean, the overworld is finally completed. One of my biggest milestones that I was setting myself for this task is, okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's create the outside world in its entirety. And before that, and only after that, then start working on the dungeons, right? Because I need to create a world which is gonna be the hub where I put all the dungeons and the items and the shops and the enemies and everything else that you see on this world. I had to replicate it first to give myself a platform to build the dungeons upon of, right? And finally, I was able to finish that within 2025. Which was what I was intending to do, so I was pretty happy about it. And now it's time to start delving into the dungeons. No more dilly-dally, no more procrastinating those dungeons. Let's just get into it. And because I've had fairly good success building the overworld, I'm confident that I'll be able to do the dungeons as well, even though it's a lot of work. Right, so right now, the Dungeon 1 entrance is not where you would normally find it. It's actually over here. For myself, I put the entrance to Dungeon 1 near where Link spawns, so it's easy for me to test. And I'm gonna show you where I put it. But essentially, you kind of get an idea of where I'm at. And if you look at this other view I have over here, you can see, the world in its entirety. Don't get confused by that. That's part of the UI, but that's the whole world right there. And then I'm gonna step in the dungeon number 1, or at least what I have so far for dungeon number 1. So last week I was working on creating everything from scratch, really. So this is the entrance to dungeon 1 right here. If I do this, as you can tell, Link is now in dungeon number 1. Right, enemies are frozen because dungeons have different enemies, completely different enemies than the ones that spawn on the outside. This camera might be a little bit difficult to see. This is something that I'm debating right now. Right before the stream, I was working on a camera because I did not have a testing camera, so I was just working on the layout of the maps. Let me just decrease the size of this thing. Pause the game. No, don't pause it. Look, so essentially the way I'm approaching this is I take an image from the internet, a layout of the dungeon. So this is just an image. It's just a plane, right? And this is what the dungeon looks like in the original game. So you start here, and there's a couple rooms to the sides, and then you go forward. There's some walls that you can actually bomb. There's gonna be some locked doors. In this map, all of them look all open. But as you know, there's gonna be locked doors that sealed. Intellivision Gamer, Carlos, evening sir. It's looking really good. Thank you so much. As always, man, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, man, I'm getting now to work into the dungeons, which is the other bigger milestone in this project. So wish me luck. And thanks for being on the journey and for dropping a comment. Yeah, it's happening. So it's working on it as we speak. Right, so I was just showing the layout of dungeon number 1, and then here is where the boss fight will take place, and just there's gonna be this dragon spitting fire at you, and then if you manage to defeat it, you come this way, and the Triforce piece is gonna be waiting for you right here. And on this side, if you get all the way back passing this, I think it's water. I'm gonna be using it as water because you cannot walk on top of it, across it, without the ladder. And then if you manage to cross across, then you can come into this room, descend some ladders, and you're gonna spawn a room where you can actually take the main item of the dungeon. So based on that layout, I start making my own prefabs. And so starting with everything, all the textures, so I have to create every part. I used a mix of Photoshop and also a mix of this is my favorite Zelda game, so it's super exciting to see this. Thank you, sir. It's my favorite as well. I guess, you know, you and I are pretty old school gamers. The older the better, so it doesn't get better than this to me in terms of Zelda. It's the first one is, you know, the one that build the foundation, the rules, the formula that, you know, is being carried now for 40 years. So it's incredible that this game is holding up so well, you know, after all these years. So it's been a pleasure for me in many levels to replicate this, and one of them is to, you know, interacting with people like you in Television Gamer, who has an amazing channel, awesome community, very active. The other day I was looking, you were playing some homebrews. Amazing that in television is also, you know, it's being giving all this life by passionate gamers and developers out there. Very cool, and thank you for doing all that work, like, you know, gathering all the people that are interested in that. And I personally made a remake of an Intellivision game before diving into this Zelda remake. I made the Treasure of Tarmin. I call it Tribute of Tarmin. And it's out there in my itch.io if you wanna try it out. It's still to this day the only Zelda game I have completed. I understand why. I understand why, man. Zelda 2 on the NES was very different, very difficult. And then after that, the SNES. The SNES I would recommend, if you ever play another Zelda game, go to the SNES. Maybe no need to go any further than that. But yeah, man, yeah, the Intellivision homebrew scene is amazing. It's insane. It's insane what people can accomplish. And, you know, this, to me, this is hard, but I'm programming a very high level language in C#. Whereas for Intellivision, you would need to be manipulating, seriously, the assembly code, binaries. It's another different level of difficulty there, so respect to all the peeps that are into that. And that's how I found you, the Tarmin game you made. Thank you, sir. Yeah, exactly. And for anybody who might actually be interested, you know, after the recording is over, it's if you go to itch.io, you can find me with the same tag, Zentech Video Games. And that's what I have here is Tarmin Tribute. And this game, you can actually play it in your phone, and you can actually play it on any browser, essentially. So my computer has a browser, so I can play it here. But it was built vertically, so it was, you know, user-friendly to people on the go. Like, I wanted to be able to play this game when I'm sitting on the train commuting to work with one hand. And so, still going. Actually, I'm pretty happy because in itch.io I can see the activity that people have, you know, doing in this game, like how many people have played it. And I do get some comments here and there about the game, you know, some enthusiasts that maybe played the game back in the day. So yeah, this one is finished for the most part. There's a lot of things that I would like to do on it, like the ability to save a game. I don't know, I have gotten a few suggestions from players, and I'm taking those into consideration. I'm definitely gonna come back to this game once the Zelda one it's kind of like under control. Otherwise I forget what I'm doing. And but yeah, this one, it works, and I was trying to make justice to the original game, right? Like use the exact polygons, the exact bitmap, the exact art, you know, that Tom Lowry used when he built this amazing game. This is even older than 40 years old, so it's incredible to me. This is kind of, for me, is the granddaddy of Diablo and all the dungeon crawlers. So once again, like, the formulas were, you know, being invented back in the day and then refined over time. And many games that we play today, they probably wouldn't be the same without this solid foundation of freaking geniuses that programmed these games back in the day. Like, to me, it's just a tribute, like, made in high-level languages, so it's not as difficult. But seriously, yeah. So anyway, if you're interested, give it a go. Whenever, it's right here in itch.io. So you can see my analytics. So you can see some people were playing it around the 10th. 53 people were playing it. This is so exciting to me, my goodness. One of these weeks I need you to have you and show Tarmin again on my channel. Man, that would be great. That would be fun. It seems like because we live in different parts of the world, you're in the USA, I'm in Japan, our times never match. Probably it's a really weird time in the United States right now. But I would love to, man. I would love to. That would be an honor, man, because you have quite a big audience right there. So hope I don't get too shy. But yeah, it's going. So once I put it in itch.io, I can see more or less the activity around it. I want to put like a leaderboard, so people who finish it can actually go and show their the score that you can get in this game. So I have a few ideas. I'll get back to it this summer once Zelda it's wrapped up, and I don't know how I'm gonna be able to put it out there. Unlike Tarmin, I don't know if I'm bold enough to put it in itch.io. Like Nintendo might not like that, so I need to find a way to publish it in some capacity, because it's been a lot of work. So I really would like for people to give it a try. Yeah, so this is it. This is kind of the things that I've been working on lately. And then coming back to the dungeons, right? So here in the dungeons, as you can see, the first entrance room, so to speak, it's there. So I created some monsters. Let me show you quickly some of the prefabs that I have. Now there are in the dungeons themselves. Let me see some enemies. So Gibdo is the mummy that's in the dungeons. So he's around. And then what else? Pihot Stalfos. Stalfos is also a dungeon only enemy. So you have it right here. So it has his collider. It has a very basic AI at the moment. Like I need to refine it. Right now, I really just want to build the layout. A few more. Maybe I can show you here in the game itself. So this is the what is it called? Gorillas, I think they're called. Gorilla. I don't know how to pronounce that word. So okay, this guy and his blue counterpart, which is a bit stronger, and they both have the boomerang. Right, so right now stationary is not doing much, and this is the stones that are in the game, and this is the Zol, another very iconic enemy in the dungeons right here. He's gonna be protecting some of the rooms, and I also was able to add the water here. So look, I mean, a lot of things don't work yet in the dungeons for obvious reasons. It's more like static, and the camera is just gonna follow along. As you can see, I can go through things right now. I can go through enemies. Enemies are essentially turned off. But check it out. If I go all the way up here, the water already prevents me from walking across, because this is sharing logic from before, from the overworld. So I cannot walk on water. But I was able to replicate this room. And if I had the ladder, I could probably cross it already as it is. And come here. You're gonna be able to push this rock only once you defeat the enemies in this room, and then descend the ladder, and it will take you to the room where you get the bow, and so on and so forth. And then if you come to the east side of the dungeon, there's gonna be the hands that grab you and send you back to the beginning of the level. And then here I'm gonna be able to fight the dragon that's guarding finally the Triforce piece, which is gonna be here. So yeah, this is what I was able to do in the last 10 days since January started. And yeah, I hope I'm able to finish Dungeon 1 by the end of the month. Honestly, I think Dungeon 1 is gonna be for me the most difficult one, because it's the one that requires the most logic, like new logic, new enemies, new stuff. Once I have that down, all the other dungeons are gonna be a bit easier, because they're just reskins of the textures that I built here. For example, this one right here is this texture that goes up here, and then I already closed Photoshop, but in Photoshop is where I did the wall, for example. And then in here in Magika, I also did. This is how I'm gonna be approaching some of the things. To the model. This is probably hard to see what it is. This is a bombed wall. The hole that you leave in the wall after you bombed it. And then this is the locked door, front and back. This is the open door, front and back. This is the sealed door, like this. And yeah, and so with that, I kind of combine it with these prefabs up here. Let me show you how I'm thinking is gonna work. For example, I have this door up here. It's called Wall Horizontal Master. And what I mean master is that this wall owns 5 different states, because every wall can have 5 different states. It can be just like a wall with an open door, or it can be a wall. Let me close it and put this one. It can be a wall with a bombed door, right? And Link is gonna be able to go through it as like this. So once you bomb it, right? And then you can also have a locked door like that. And so Link can no longer just waltz across it. It has to have a key, and once you have a key, you know, it's gonna trigger some logic, and then it's gonna turn into an open door like this one right here. And then I'm gonna show you, so that's locked. This is normal, which means it's a wall, has nothing. It's just a blank, empty wall. And then you have the sealed wall, which is the one with the sealed door. So this door cannot be opened with a key. It can be opened only by killing all the enemies in one room, or pushing a block, or like doing some kind of like puzzle. Solving a puzzle is gonna open this door. Okay, so, and that one too, you cannot walk through it right now. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with the camera. Like from this angle, it resembles a lot like what it looks like on the original game. Like but the original game is locked, right? Like it just, if you're in this room, it's static here. If you move to the room next, you know, to the side, then the camera will just glide and lock again in position here. Because right now, it's just follow Link, right? So if I'm in this room, I can see what's going on in this other room. So that's, I don't know, I don't love that. If anything, you need to be aware of what's happening in the whole room. So I think I'm gonna be doing what the original game did. It's not as fun or impressive as to, you know, have the camera just follow Link behind him, right? Because you see more details, you know, you see more of that. So that's a trade-off that I'm trying to fix here. I don't know. The camera is gonna be some of the things that I need to think about. But for now, I just need a camera to test, and it's serving me well. So this is where I am at the moment. Yeah, I think Gyptos are already. If I put it here, he's gonna move around. He has AI, and so does Stalfos. Very basic AI. So they're just gonna be walking around right there. They actually can hurt me, I think. They should be able to hurt me, and I should be able to hurt them back. So if I touch them, yeah, see how that one hit me? So, but I can also defend myself. So I have my sword. There, I kill him. Now Gypto is a very resilient enemy. It takes about 8 hits with the wooden sword, and if he touches me, he also can deal a lot of damage. Oh, a full heart. I think he needs to deal actually 2 hearts of damage. But as you can see from the top, it's really hard to see the features of Gypto. So I don't know what to do with the camera, man. It's because a very tight space. So it's one of the decisions I need to take moving forward with this game. Right, so but yeah, and also another thing that I need to do for dungeons in general is the UI for dungeons is different. In here, instead of seeing the main map, right, like the world map, it will shift to the dungeon map, right? And in here as well, instead of seeing the Triforce, you're gonna see another kind of dungeon map. So I need to implement that. So that's what I mean. The first dungeon to implement in its completion is gonna require me to make a lot of things that I'm gonna just be able to recycle, like the wall logic, enemies, maybe bosses. Some bosses actually recycle around. So this first level is gonna take maybe longer than January, right? I don't know. But once that's done, I'm hoping that second, third, fourth, you know, and so on levels will take me shorter and shorter because I'll get better at it. I'll have more and more resources already pre-made. And maybe I'm still kind of hoping that, you know, in June, a full year after now, after I started, I can just have the full first quest completed. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is also provided that I can continue to spend time when I can to program this game. But hopefully, yes. Let's be optimistic. So every day I've been pushing one commit at least to GitHub. That's been my metric to keep myself accountable and moving forward. It's been working so far, but you know, there's still a lot of work to be done. Okay, I'm gonna stop the game. What happens if I actually die? It's gonna send me back to the main world, I think. So I'm gonna let this Stalfos kill me. One more hit, and I'm toast. It's gonna send me to... where? To nowhere. I'm just falling. Okay, I need to fix that too. Okay, so let's go to world dungeon to dungeon 1 and start working a bit more on it. So now overworld is a different scene than dungeon 1, and it's gonna be a different scene than dungeon 2 and 3 and 4. I decided to break this logic, the architecture of the game, because right now in the beginning it was just one huge scene, the overworld that has everything in there. But if I was just gonna pile up and do dungeon 1 in the same scene and then 2 and 3 and 4, it would just be a nightmare to navigate all the assets that exist in one scene. I think Unity could be able to handle it, but I don't know. It's also my computer. I don't know if it's going to be able to handle it. So I think it's cleaner to separate by dungeons, by scenes. But that also took me time. It took me time to break the game, make sure some things persist, some things are deleted when you transition from the world to the dungeons and things like that. So that took a couple days to set it up. And then once I had that, I started building and placing everything there. Did the water, did some enemies. And now what I'm doing is thinking how to best organize the walls. I'm gonna show you a thing that I did. Every floor, I'm gonna copy paste it so I don't have to. Looks like this. So every floor in a dungeon is gonna look like this underneath. So it's gonna be just the floor itself and then two notches, one on the left and one on the bottom. And if there's a room next to it, I'm just gonna put one here. And if there's a room on north of that, it's gonna be like this. This is how I'm gonna lay out all the games. Now, as you can see, I just need to have the bottom and the left sides of these notches, because if I put one to the side, it's gonna be covered. If Link needs to go north, it's gonna be covered. So if I put the 4 notches on every prefab, then 2 of them are gonna be overlapping always. So I don't want that, and so I didn't. Now, another thing that I'm thinking is I'm gonna do a similar strategy with the walls. So I was thinking maybe, okay, every room needs to have 4 walls. So I'll just kind of like create one huge prefab out of the 4 walls and then repeat it. But no, because if I do that, then 2 walls are gonna overlap, just like these notches here were overlapping. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna create one prefab that is essentially the south and west part of the dungeon, and another one that is this one, and then I'm just gonna be coupling them. And also, these rooms, this rock configuration here are limited. And let me show you a very useful site that I've been using. This one, it has been, if I can zoom out. Hang on. There. Okay, so this is where I got the layout for level 1, but they have it for all of them. Let's go to the main page of Zelda. It's been a great resource to check all the pixels, all where things go and everything, the bosses. Dungeon tile set. Okay, here. Check it out. So these are all the possible floors in the game. All these configurations here. Right? So in any dungeon you can have a nothing room, a room with 1 stone, an entrance room with the face rocks right there, or with 2 clusters or 1 cluster, like all that. All the way till down, I think here, because then you have some prototype room. These rooms are not in the finalized game, so I don't need to make them. and these two, right? So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna make this into prefab, into pre-configured, copy-pastable floors, right? And then add the enemies or whatever they each one need to have. And then on top of that, add the walls. And that way, this is how I can get more efficient towards, later dungeons, because all of these floors will be there. As you can see, I already made this floor, the one with the water, this floor, the one with more water, but not this one because I haven't come across yet in this dungeon. But yeah, this one are done. So this, and I think this one's here too, are already in dungeon 1. So here, maybe these two as well. So I think dungeon 1 covers these ones right here already. Right, and so this is kind of like where I'm at the moment. So just thinking in the long term, how can I make my life easier and make this thing faster and better? Alright, so let's go back. Now, if I were to do that, let's say I already have the vertical wall, so this one, and the horizontal wall as, defined up here with all their possible 4-state children. So this is this one, and this is this one. So horizontal master and vertical master. So I'm gonna make prefabs out of them, and I'm gonna make them into dungeon section, maybe here, and I'm gonna create walls, dungeons inside, create folder, walls. They're not specific to dungeon 1 except the color, right? So maybe I can just put it here for now. So wall, horizontal master, and this one, these two. How should I do that? Okay, I'm gonna put this one down here. Should I make them into one set? Right? That would be what I'm trying to do here, right? Like minimize the amount of variations that I have to then deal with. So let me see. Let me see. So let's start putting walls, man. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new empty object, and it's gonna be top right walls, like that here, and then in here it's gonna be something like this, and then this is what I'm gonna make into a prefab. Let's try that. Walls like this, and then, man, I hope I'm not making a huge mistake. Call it like this, like that. Make another one. Paste. I need to delete the contents, and bottom left walls, just these two. No, let me just get rid of this. Delete. Let's make a new prefab. Create empty, bottom left walls, horizontal, vertical, like that, and make a dungeon walls. Alright, so you're like, what did that do? Okay, what it did is that I can now do this. And the placement of it, it's I can, do the proper measuring of it a bit later. Just want to see if this approach is gonna work. So I put that, and then this one is like that, so... Okay, let me try a different room. Let's see with this one. In the middle. Top right walls. It's gonna be like these. Okay, I'll adjust them later. Top right walls and then bottom left walls. Like these. Actually this is not correct, this measurement here. Something strange is going on here. Alright, let's just why this one looks correct and not this one? This one should be longer, isn't it? Does it have a different size? No. Ah, this one is not properly placed. It's in the middle. There. Like these. But then, if I want to do this room here, this one's gonna work, but this one's gonna get overlapped, which is not what I wanted. Ah, okay, well, maybe... Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to do one wall at a time. I won't be able to do like double left and right, top down. Okay, so let me delete all this. Let me see if I can just revert all this stuff. Okay, back to the beginning. And these I can delete. So, what I'm gonna do is just do one wall at a time, I guess. So, wall master. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, let's try with that. Even if it takes a bit longer time, I suppose it has to be on. So, let's put this one here and vertical. Okay. And then for this room, then I just need to put top one. But I want to do something first. I want to center it in the world. Like that. And then this one too. 0, 0, 0. Rotate it 90 degrees. And let's see. Horizontal. And so it's a little bit less. I see. So normal is the one that I want. And in vertical too. Ah no, door opens fine, just like the one in. Okay, that's normal. It's gonna be all closed. Then I think it really helps to have the door though. Okay, so it's gonna be the default prefab is gonna be with the door open. Makes sense. So it's easier to test too because Link can go through it without having to do anything. Like that. Okay. Let's try again. And this one normally goes around here. I wonder if I should kind of like cut this more so there's no overlapping. Let me show you what I mean. So horizontal. So this is the other one. We'll go somewhere here. And then the vertical, it would go. Why is it floating around? The prefab is not correct. Oh no, that's fine. It's here, and then we'll put it. Something like this. And the other side as well. Horizontal. And this month level building is gonna be taking precedent or anything else. Like I have an application use Waka Time and it measures how much I've been coding in a week. And last year I spent about 500 hours coding for this thing, and that doesn't account for level building, for all the pixelated stuff, all the Photoshop, all the Magika Voxel, all the time in the editor, like doing this kind of stuff, placing things where they belong. It's not accounted for. So yeah, and then this last week, it says I just code for 10 minutes or something like that. Because this just doesn't require coding, it's just placing things like Lego blocks. And I think this month's gonna be a recurrent theme. It's not gonna be something that I'm gonna be doing much of. Logic can be applied once these things are in place. What I'm gonna do, I wanna disable this ability of seeing through the walls, because it makes it a little bit, yes, change the children. Don't make it transparent. That occluder is a thing that I did so you could see through walls when they get in the way between you and the camera. But it's hard to visualize sometimes. This one. Yeah. Okay, changed everything. That's in a room. Then up here. And it goes here. Horizontal. There. Horizontal. Like that. Vertical. Well, but this might not be the most exciting episode probably because, you know, it's just placing walls and moving things, but it's just as important and it's part of the journey. You know, what I'm doing is just documenting the journey. Sometimes it's, you know, you're building 3D enemies. Sometimes you're programming their behavior. Sometimes you're just doing this. And today it's all about placing stuff on the ground. Why is it floating around? 0. Wonder how, what can I do so I don't have to do this, like, it's like a snapping way that I could snap them into position so I'm not guessing, because at the end of the day I'm gonna have to come back and redo the positioning a little bit more refined way for all the walls, man, and there's a lot of walls in this game, these dungeons, so something will come to me, I guess. Why is it 9 in Y? What was it referring to? Strange. Like these. Alright, well, let's think that that's how I'm gonna approach this, right? Why there's a hole in there? Because this needs to be closer. Here. Like this. This one needs to be here. But, why is it looks like so long? Is this incorrect? Maybe this is incorrect. The stones here are kind of like not centered. Is that correct? Is that how the map is? No, in the map they have to be aligned with the door. So this needs to be moved. Let's see. It's just move it like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, one more wall. Horizontal. Okay. I'm gonna do some reading about creating worlds, see if there's like something I can do to snap things into position every time. That'd be really helpful right now. Time for bed for me, sir. Always enjoy watching this. Good night and have a good rest of your day. You're probably gone already in Television Gamer. Thank you so much. Appreciate your company and your words as always. So take care, buddy. See you next time. Yeah, must be quite late in the United States, but as you can see in here, it's daylight. The sun is shining bright outside because yeah, it's what is it, like 4 p.m. right now. It's a Monday, but in here in Japan today it's a holiday. So yeah, this is awesome. It's my last really day of these holidays, right? This holiday season. I was lucky I got a couple more days to squeeze in. But from tomorrow back to the reality of the salaryman in Japan, bro. It is what it is. So, but hey, at least I got a lot of things done in these last few days. It really helped me because I could focus when I'm doing something new, like brand new, like this whole complete different dungeon logic and elements and everything. There's a lot of things that I need to concentrate, like think. Not only coding, but like how I'm gonna architect this thing moving forward, so I can save on steps in the future, so on and so forth. And a lot of testing. I did re-architect the scenes in my game. Oh, 11:02 p.m. Sunday. I'm here but leaving now. Okay, man. Thank you so much. Oh, 11 p.m. All right, it's a decent time to go to bed, man. If you're working tomorrow, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Sweet dream, buddy. See you later. Yeah, if anybody here ever sees this video and is into Intellivision games, please do yourself a favor and click on, I don't know if you can see his comment, but his handle is Intellivision Gamer. You can't miss it. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. It's exciting to see this game still alive and kicking after so many years. Yeah, and then I don't know if Nintendo's gonna do anything about this game this year, because in February, I think February 18, this game was for the first time ever released. Sounds good. Night. Take care, man. See you later. Was released here on February 18, 1986. Right? So in a month and a bit, it's gonna be the 40th anniversary. So who knows? Nintendo is very strange when it comes to their own IP. Sometimes they do a lot of fanfare, and they did stuff for the 35th anniversary. And this one is 40th, right? It's like a decade, one more decade. So you think it's more special? Who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see if if Nintendo decides to do something special. I would be, I would drop off my seat if they ever do something with this game, like something what I'm doing here, but professionally, properly made by team and like by themselves. I would love to see, man. I will still finish it. I will still go ahead and complete this game, just because I came this far and it's my own kind of version, right? I love it. But if they ever do a remake of the original Zelda, ooh, bro, that would be so cool. And to me, it would be also very interesting to see what they do, right? This is me doing this by myself. But when you have Nintendo resources behind and such an important, iconic franchise for them, so I would think that they... what's going on here? Why is it glitching there? It's overlapping, isn't it? Yeah. I think the whole thing needs to be more. Yeah, so those glitches that I see there sometimes tell me that it's not properly, completely 100% aligned. There it is, so it helps. So you see how they remade the Link to the Past? When was that? Like, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe 4 already. So maybe they'll do something like that, or the one with Zelda, the spin-off with Zelda that they did. That was also good. I finished both of those on the Switch, and they were fun and cute, as adorable. This one needs to be here. There. Very cool. What else? So yeah, the textures are fighting for their life in here, man. They're, overlapping, and the unit is trying to figure out which one is front, which one is back. Yeah. Okay. Wall. Now, depending at what point you might have joined this video or watching this video, you might say, hey, but these walls don't have doors. Each wall now has a child component that can trigger up to 5 states of how a wall can be. It can be open like this one, or it can be locked door, or it can be sealed, not with a key, but with like some maze that you have to solve, as you remember. I guess people watching this video have played this game, right? You have some interest in some knowledge about this game. Or they can be bombed with a gaping black hole open in the middle of it. Or nothing, like a flushed wall, right? So that's what I'm doing here. And then with code, I'm gonna trigger those states for every door. And then I'm thinking, there's a thing called state management in programming, not only in game development, in programming, like web development and everything, like how every important element on the screen or even off screen is. In this case, is this door open or is closed or is locked or is bombed or is nothing? I'm gonna have to save that state for this particular wall in my game manager, and I have to do that for every door in every dungeon. I did the same for the bushes that you can burn, caves that you can bomb on the outside world, because when you save your game and you come back, you have to tell the game, hey, this wall is open, this one is not, this one is bombed, this one is keyed, this one is blah, 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 blah. So I need to create a state management of all these doors. So maybe all these doors need to be numbered and identified uniquely, so I can save that state and carry it around, not only when you save the game and go and come back, like, but also when you leave the dungeon. If you come back later, you know, doors that you unlock, they should remain unlocked, and doors that you bomb, they should remain bombed. So it's tricky, it's tedious, you know, and there's a lot of management of data. I need to have somewhere global that refers to every door, and make sure I don't confuse them or mislabel them, or, you know, and like I said, I did that for all the shops and the caves on the outside world, but they were only like, how many? 68 of them. But in here, it's gonna be insane. Because look, for example, in this game, a lot of walls are dead walls, I'm gonna call them. Like, they're nothing walls. They're walls that are flushed, and they don't connect to anything, right? So they don't need to have any logic whatsoever. They'll never be open. They'll never be anything other than this. So that's fine. But, and maybe even the entrance as well. The entrance, I'm gonna hard code it as an open door forever. No problem. But everything else, there might be doors that are also open forever, and those I don't have to worry about. That's also a thing I just thought of. Yeah, okay. Let's say this one is gonna be locked. This is the door, if you know what I'm talking about, is glitched in the original game. If you come into the dungeon, it's gonna be locked. But if you exit and come back in again, it'll be open. So without having to use a key. So you save a key by doing that trick. Yeah, I might implement that just for fun. I'll do that. But say other doors, the ones, for example, this wall definitely will need some state management, and a unique identifier in memory that is gonna remember, you know, even past you closing the game and coming back later, that this wall was bombed. And every door that can be blocked, can be open or closed or something, I need to make a reference to all of them. So I need to do that. I'm not gonna put any ceilings. I don't need a ceiling, right? It's no, why? And also I need to think a way in which in some rooms in this game, when you walk in, the lights go out, like everything is dark and you barely see what's going on. If you have the candle, then you can light the candle, and then that would revert the lights back on, and you can see again what was going on. I need to figure out how I'm going to implement that. So right now, in every scene, there's always going to be a directional light. If I turn it off, it looks like that. But as you can see, I can still see some. It's kind of not enough in the game. It's yeah. So if I turn it off, is there any other light? I think that's it, isn't it? What else could I get rid of? Maybe the sky. You know, vibration real time rendering. Or I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn a bit more about lighting intensity. Because with this one you can make it brighter, but there's like a 0, and 0 is still not dark enough. Oh, I was kind of hoping to just get a handle of this intensity and just decrease it, but it's not gonna be enough. But I'll worry about that later. We'll see what's what later. Thinking. What if I create prefabs? Like, for example, if I create a prefab that has 1, 2, 3, these 3 walls, right? In this case, I could just drag that one and place it here in one go. And this one would be just one single wall, right? Another way. Yeah, that's one prefab, right? But maybe another one that is only these two walls. Maybe it's another these two walls. Maybe one that is just these two walls side to side, or bottom and top. That way I don't have to bring all the walls for every room. I don't know. Leave it with me. I might think of something, but for now, I'm almost done, I suppose. This dungeon is not a big deal. It's the smallest probably of the dungeons, so I can still manually place everything. It's not a big deal. But the last dungeon, or dungeon number 6 and things like that, are massive, man. So it's gonna be a little bit tedious. We can doing that manually all the time. Like that, and then vertical. Like that, and vertical. This. Horizontal. Like so. And then to vertical. Bottom. Cool. Here, make it closer to see the gaps. A little bit forward. Something like that. Another one down here. Something like that, and a couple vertical just to close it off. One here. And one more here. There. Alright, I'll come back to all of these walls and make the final tweaking so they're properly placed. Let's go to the east wing to finish it off. Programming the bosses is gonna be fun because each boss has different mechanics and different patterns. Some of them, shoot things. The dungeon here is called Aquamentus. It's a dragon that spits 3 balls of fire that is kind of like spread as they travel. And yeah, it will be like the largest enemy so far that I have made for this game, because the other ones are also just one block across, 16 by 16 by 16. Yeah, I gotta think how I'm gonna implement that. But first I want to have the dungeon, kind of like the layout, completed. And then I'll think about the rest of the enemies, the boss, all that, all the good stuff that comes after that. This is the room where you get the hands. I don't know, they must have a name, can't remember, the hands that grab you and then take you to the beginning of the level. They'll be there. They'll be there eventually. Hopefully within this month. What day is today? 12. Oh my god. Half the month has almost gone by. Half the month, man. I mean, if you look at it, I'm making progress. I'm happy, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this dungeon in its entirety by the end of the month. as I wanted. But maybe I'll regain some time. I'll regain some time. What did I just change? This. I'll regain some time on further dungeons that I won't have to do everything once again. I'm just gonna be recoloring patterns, recoloring full rooms. Hopefully that'll be it. But obviously everything is always more complicated than you want. What? What's going on? Just delete it. Just put a new one. These. And last but not least, the Triforce room. One here, so maybe I'll just put here instead. Here. Okay, and one more. So the numbering, strange. 20. Wall horizontal. Okay. Almost there, guys. Here. Here. Cool. And one more over here. There. It's on the floor, right? Level. 0 on Y, yes it is. There you go. Okay. And we have walls. Everything's walled now. No, here. This is where you're gonna have the elderly man, like the old guy, Hylian, not human. Unlike the guy outside in the overworld. The guy that sells you things, that gave you the wooden sword and all that. That guy, he's a human, I believe. But the old man that you find in the dungeons, it's Hylian. Because it has pointy ears. It's very subtle in the pixel art, but it is different. So, yeah. I made that guy. And I'm able to finally use him. I made him, right? But I haven't used it in the overworld. I'm just here. Okay, look at that. And let me delete this too, because I don't need him. It was just for an example. Yep, delete. Check it out. Let me hide this one. There it is. Dungeon number 1. Look at that. And just for good measure, I'm gonna save. Or something crashes and I have to do it all over again. No, thank you. Go to persistent. Now every time I load my game, because the scenes are separated, I need to go first to persistent. And then Link has to appear. And the way I wire it right now, he goes first to the overworld. Just grab a sword just to make it more like. It's dangerous to go alone. Check it out. It's dangerous to go alone. T-shirt matches what's going on the screen right now. And this right here is actually the dungeon 1 entrance. Here I am. So I can now walk. I mean, as I say, some rooms do not need to be open like that one, right? If I walk there, I'm gonna fall into the void. But I could come here and then overcome some obstacles, overcome some enemies. The camera still not, I'm not very fully convinced that the camera is at a good angle right now, but I'll fix it. Camera is later. Here, I would come all the way up here, push this block, and then go into the stairs, get the bow. Once with the bow in hand, get back here, come down, and then here I would get the boomerang. Here I would avoid the walls, the wall masters, they're called wall masters. Come here, fight Aquamentus, pew, 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 pew. And then take the heart container, come in here, Triforce room, and grab the first Triforce. And it would appear right here. How about that? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that for today. This is where I'm at. So this is part 30 after 30 streams. This is what's happening. This is what my game's looking like. Very excited to come this far. Dungeons are gonna be quite difficult to implement the whole thing. I'm sure there's gonna be challenges I haven't even thought about. But yeah, that's the fun part. That's the fun part. And it's always fun to share it with you guys. If you have a question or an idea, or you want to point out anything that you saw during the stream, just let me know in the comments. Or during my X, I'm quite active. I post photos here from Japan. I go to Heart of, find retro games, like all this crap you see behind me, and then some that I have in the room. I kind of go around, hunt for good deals, and I take photos and I share them. So that's probably interesting for a few of you. If that's the case, then you're very welcome to follow and like and subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you next Saturday, Japan time, which would be Friday night, probably US time, American time. Take care, everybody.